all of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them.
You don't have to experiment to know what it's about, you know?
So you're saying your music, in a sense, some of it's a warning?
Yes. Yes.
Tell me, I think people are curious how a guy, you've sold how many records?
28 million.
And made millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
How do you end up in here?
I think everyone who's watching knows how I ended up in here.
Well, the industry is full of homo hating ass. You know what I mean? It's like they got this new breed of rapper that's paying DJs to play these.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? They sucking the record label executive dicks, and it's like there's too much of that going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me be me. Let me be the artist that I am and just play my music.
The objective is to keep you blind. So along with the handcuffs in your arms, they got shackles on your mind. Seek and you shall find.
There is no Illuminati. It's just a joke. It's just something that crazy people talk about. There's no such thing as our side and God's side.
4 years, the whispers never stopped. DMX died too young. His most explosive interviews vanished from the internet. The official story behind his death never truly added up. And the timing, right as he was speaking his loudest truths about industry corruption, felt far too convenient. Most people accepted the narrative, a troubled rapper, a tragic but predictable ending. But what if the story you've been fed was carefully engineered to bury the real truth? DMX wasn't just another casualty of fame. He was a target, silenced because he knew too much and spoke too boldly. When powerful people have billions on the line, heart attacks at 50 become convenient. Evidence disappears. Interviews are scrubbed. Official statements are repeated until they harden into truth. But now, with Diddy facing federal charges and Jay-Z's business empire under a microscope, everything DMX warned about is surfacing in real time. The question isn't whether DMX was eliminated. The question is, how many other truth-tellers have met the same fate to protect the same guilty hands? Tonight, we'll reveal the interviews they never wanted you to see. The mainstream narrative paints DMX as just another fallen star. But what if everything he predicted about the music industry is now unfolding in federal courtrooms across America?
You don't have to experiment to know what it's about, you know?
So you're saying your music, in a sense, some of it's a warning?
Yes. Yes.
Tell me, I think people are curious how a guy, you've sold how many records?
28 million.
And made millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
How do you end up in here?
I think everyone who's watching knows how I ended up in here.
I don't know if they do.
I'm pretty sure they do. Anytime you get it, I'm pretty sure they do. You know, there's how do I end up in here? You know what? I'm gonna look at it in a positive light and say that I came here to meet somebody. Don't know who it was, but I'll know when I see him, and I came here to give him a message. And that message is Jesus loves him. You know what I'm saying? I came here to give him the word. That's why I'm here. Regardless of what it looks like, you know, regardless of what people think, that's why I'm here. I came here to meet somebody and tell them about the glory of God.
Listen to the precision in his words. DMX isn't rambling. He's connecting dots the rest of us wouldn't piece together for decades. He's openly saying he went to prison because of someone's scheme. He's actively searching for other victims of that very same plot. Ask yourself, who had the power to orchestrate moves that could land major artists behind bars? Who stood to gain every time a rising star was sidelined? DMX is telling us, plainly, that his incarceration wasn't random. It was a calculated takedown by industry players who saw him as a threat. And notice how he speaks of finding other victims. DMX wasn't just recounting his own trauma. He was assembling evidence of a systematic campaign against artists who refused to play by the rules. Here's where it gets chillingly specific. DMX had an unmatched run at Def Jam. His albums were dominating charts. His fanbase was unshakable. He was on track to become one of the biggest artists of all time. Then Jay-Z got promoted.
Finished the album, shoot the video. What happened? Go on vacation and, you know, we don't know. What you mean you don't know? How do you listen to a whole album, pick a single, shoot a video, then don't know? Okay, I see what's really good. You're trying to eliminate the competition. You know, because at first you retire, you know, then get me off the label, now you're back rapping again. Okay.
You hear that? DMX had just finished his 6th album, fully recorded, completed, ready for release, and then the studio went silent. Jay-Z, who once leaned on DMX for everything, suddenly vanished the moment the album was done. This wasn't about artistic differences or scheduling conflicts. This was calculated sabotage. Jay-Z saw what DMX had created and realized it would eclipse everything he was working on. So instead of competing fairly, he buried it. Think about it. You pour your soul into your life's work, you're ready to share it with the world, and the person you trusted most erases you from the industry overnight. But DMX wasn't the only one who saw the pattern. There's a shadow network of artists who've been battling this system for decades, and paying a devastating personal price to do it.
Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them. End quote.
We all love Dave Chappelle.
Exactly. Dave Chappelle has never been a part of the Illuminati. They don't want him or me or people like us. But now it's not necessary for us to stir up that hornet's nest unless we intend to get stung 1,000,000 times. I didn't understand that. They had to sting me 1,000,000 times. I'm still not going to join, but I respect it a little.
Katt Williams just confirmed it all. He's been battling the very same forces that went after DMX, taking hit after hit because he refused to compromise. And he's not alone. He even points to Dave Chappelle, another artist who walked away from staggering money rather than sell his integrity. This isn't paranoia. This is pattern recognition from people who've lived inside the machine and witnessed how it really operates.
Music business plays this Jedi mind trick on you, where the whole thing's set up to be rapacious and take advantage of your weakness. If you get success and you have leverage, they'll get out of your way because you're making them a lot of money. But the minute you're not making them as much money, then they step in and they start playing these Jedi mind tricks on you. We know what to do. You know, the public's going to forget about you. I mean, I've heard all these things, like, you know, this kind of weird, like, yeah, you're in the room, but, you know, we're the arbiter of whether you can stay in the room. They do these 360 deals where it's like, if you get a perfume deal, if you, like, your whole world,
they own you.
We own a piece of your whole world. And fame is such a great quotient in American life now that you can see where kids would trade fame and be willing to give away like the profit part. Look no further than the deals that the record labels cut with the streaming services. They got into ownership equity deals with the streaming services. In an arrangement for them to have an equity position, they agreed to very low rates for the artist's music. But as Spotify and the other streaming services raise up in their equity position, the labels benefit. So the labels pimped out their own artists to take a greater equity position in a rising business.
One thing that did happen during the 60s was some music of an unusual or experimental nature did get recorded and did get released. Now look at who the executives were in those companies at those times. Not hip young guys. These were cigar-chomping old guys who looked at the product that came and said, I don't know. Who knows what it is? Record it, stick it out. If it sells, all right. We were better off with those guys than we are now with the supposedly hip young executives. And he's saying, well, we can't take a chance on this because it's just simply, that's not what the kids really want. And I know, you know, and they got that attitude. And the day you get rid of that attitude and get back to, who knows, take a chance, you know, that entrepreneurial spirit where even if you don't like or understand what the record is that's coming in the door, the person who is in the executive chair may not be the final arbiter of taste of the entire population.
The music business is built on a Jedi mind trick. The whole system is designed to exploit your weaknesses. When you're hot and making money, they step back and let you shine because you're profitable. But the moment you stop generating as much revenue, they step in, manipulating you, whispering things like, the public's going to forget about you, or, we decide if you get to stay in the room. That's how they justify the infamous 360 deals, contracts where they don't just own your music, they own everything. Your perfume line, your clothing brand, your tour money. Your entire world becomes theirs. And fame in America is such a powerful drug that kids are willing to trade profit for the illusion of success. Look no further than the streaming deals. Labels cut side deals with Spotify and other platforms, trading away fair artist royalties in exchange for equity stakes. As the platforms grew, the labels cashed in. Meanwhile, the artists, the very people fueling the system, were left with scraps. Ironically, artists were better off in the old days. Back in the 60s, executives weren't hip, cool tastemakers. They were old cigar-chomping businessmen who didn't always understand the music. But that ignorance worked in artists' favor. Their attitude was simple: I don't get it, but record it. Put it out. If it sells, great. That was risk-taking. That was entrepreneurship. Today's so-called hip executives are worse, obsessed with trends, convinced they know exactly what the public wants, refusing to take chances. And the moment you lose that spirit of risk, music stops being art and becomes just another corporate product.
Beyonce's ex-drummer of 7 years, she is seeking a restraining order against Beyonce. She's accusing her of dark magic, witchcraft, tapping into her phone bill, and basically controlling her finances, harassing her. She's saying the Beyonce camp is put up a huge harassment campaign against her, and it's overall witchcraft. She sought a restraining order in the past. It got denied, and she has another one scheduled for October 11th, but the internet is just like, what? Excuse me?
Remember when Beyonce's own drummer tried to sound the alarm about witchcraft and everyone dismissed her as crazy? Yet Beyonce herself has openly said she becomes Sasha Fierce on stage, not as a cute nickname, but as a full-on persona she claims takes over during performances. This isn't framed as metaphor. This is presented as literal spiritual possession, a calculated part of the career strategy.
And the things that the devil does, it's not so much a person, even though he acts through people. You know, you can't call one person the devil.
Joe Arpaio?
You know, you can't call any one person the devil. You can't do that because no one person has enough power to be the devil. You know? And, you know, it's through all these hardships that I realized that, you know what? This is God's country because I met the devil here. Because if I hadn't met the devil here, I wouldn't realize I was strong enough to overcome the obstacles that the devil would place in my path. And it's by overcoming these obstacles that I realized that this is God's country. Because he helped me get over these obstacles.
DMX understood something deeper about Diddy and Jay-Z. They weren't just business partners. They were operating an entire system built to spiritually compromise artists in exchange for success. What many dismissed as religious ranting was actually DMX decoding the spiritual contracts artists sign without realizing what they're giving up. This is why his stance never wavered, whether he was in prison or free. Once you see the spiritual war behind the industry, you can't unsee it. DMX didn't just expose a few bad actors. He laid out the blueprint of how young artists are deceived, controlled, and exploited.
I think it's a conspiracy against me. You know, because in the absence of the truth will prevail. So as long as nobody out there spitting real, you know, you can come up with anything and it'll sell. You know what I'm saying? But once you put the truth out there, it's like people have something to compare everything else to. So, you know, you got a lot of people who are not really happy about the fact that, you know, my album is about to drop. You know, they're not really happy about, you know, Lord, give me a sign. And, you know, we in here and, you know, things of that nature. But you know what? If you want to rap or sing or whatever, don't become a part of the game. You know what? Listen to a song I called The Industry. And that pretty much explains, you know what I'm saying, what it's about. The industry. Man, it's not the same. The industry. It's not a game. The industry. Real is dying to get in the industry just to find they don't fit in. The industry ain't what it used to be. The industry's trying to control the way you MC. They want you to dress like this and talk like that, but I'm going to dress like this and talk with the gap. The industry got y'all word meaning nothing. The industry, what you heard, because he's bluffing. The industry, money, hate, but I dare you to try to take a thing off my plate. The industry like, wait, but in the streets, we like, get him. 17 up in that thing, catch him sleeping, hit him. My pop webs with him. The coroner's coming to get him. Industry.
This isn't just street wisdom, it's investigative journalism in disguise. DMX is laying out, step by step, how the industry lures young, hungry artists with promises of fame and fortune, then locks them into contracts that amount to legal slavery for life.
industry is full of a bunch of dick sucking, dick riding, bending over the desk ass straight up like that. Whoever don't like it, bring it, nigga. Bring it. I don't give a bring it. Bring it. Well, the industry is full of homo hating ass. I mean, it's like they got this new breed of rapper that's paying DJs to play this. Right. You know what I'm saying? They sucking the record label executive dicks, and it's like there's too much of that going on. Right. You know what I'm saying? Let me be me. Let me be the artist that I am and just play my music. You know what I mean? Exactly. Now they want you all up under this, you know, sitting at the going to dinner with them and like that, and you know, all that favor for a favor shit. I don't get down like that. Look, I'll give you the music, you give me my money. That's it. A lot of the love I had for wanting to be a part of the industry is not there anymore. I don't even associate myself with the industry. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an industry artist. I'm an artist in the industry. You know? And you've always stood alone and you know, bloodline your own. You're not gonna see me at every party, every industry party, all the clubs. I go somewhere quiet, man, shoot pool with me and my mans and them. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit I do. You know what I'm saying? My remote control cars, jump on the 4-wheelers, you know what I mean? I ain't with all that in the club, throwing it up and all that. I ain't got time for that, man. And then you find yourself doing the same every day. What are you, alcoholic? You know what I mean? Come on, man. Give it a break, man. Live a little, you know what I mean? I play with my kids, man. I play with my toys, I play with my dogs, man. You know what I'm saying? We go somewhere, shoot pool. We do what the we do. You know what I mean? That's why you see us in places that you don't normally see. You're like, damn, why you here? Well, I'm here because why are you here, mother? You here playing video games? I then. You know what I mean? These had the nerve to tell me one time, I said, yo, why I can't have two videos playing at the same time? Oh, because we don't want your videos to compete with each other. But then I turn on the TV, I ain't gonna say no artist names, but they got 3 videos back to back. Exactly. I'm like, you feeding me, exactly. And you sucking these dicks all crazy, exactly. Man. What's wrong with you? Yo, I had to punch one nigga in his face up there, man. After that, I was like, I'm not going to the office no more. Exactly, went down. Yeah. Cause I don't, I'm a grown ass man, and I ain't got time to be playing no kid games, man. So once I see I'm not dealing with a man, and he disrespects me, I'm breaking his
And here's the most devastating revelation. DMX was exposing the exploitation years before the Diddy allegations ever surfaced. He was describing a culture where career advancement was directly tied to submission. With everyone on Diddy's payroll, silence became the rule, and no one dared speak out. No one except DMX. He was willing to risk his career, his freedom, even his life, to reveal what was really happening behind closed doors.
Man, niggas know they don't with me. Niggas talk like they want to. I'm good. Nigga ain't even got within 2 feet with a knife. You can't be serious. Nigga ain't even tried to. Get out of here, man. No, y'all. When it's bigger than rap. Bigger than rap. And you know who the fuck I'm talking to. You only alive because of me. You only alive because of me, faggot. Yeah, remember Chicago. That's all I'm gonna say, Lo. Remember Chicago. You only alive because of me. Got it. Yeah.
Who are you talking about, dog?
He know what I'm talking about. Let's go. What I'm talking about. He knows who the fuck I'm talking about. Chicago. Same flag. You know who the fuck I'm talking about, nigga. You only alive because of me. You seen them 10 trucks parked in front of the airport? That wasn't for you. That was for me. You'd have got found in the back of one of them. I'll let you live.
You can hear it in his voice. They feared him. DMX wasn't just another artist to be controlled or silenced. He was a street prophet with nothing to lose and everything to expose. And that fear is what ultimately sealed his fate. But what makes his story chillingly relevant is how prophetic it feels today, as Diddy faces federal charges and the entire industry comes under investigation.
You gotta talk through the crack in the door? Cause you in there with a minor? You in there with a minor? You gotta talk through the crack in the door? You ain't got enough respect to talk to nigga face to face, and I'm here because of you? Nigga, fuck you. You nigga. You!
DMX directly called out the predatory behavior aimed at young stars like Justin Bieber and Usher. He made it clear that Jay-Z and Diddy weren't just powerful figures. They were trapped in awkward positions, each holding compromising information on the other, keeping them both in check.
We don't honor the scout that would tell us who it is. Matter of fact, when they get him, we're going to go, I could have told you that was going to happen. They're telling too much truth. That's how all cases are handled. Right? So what am I saying? I'm saying if it's car theft and we're going to accuse you of having a carjacking ring, right? We're going to begin by bringing in people that we caught who were robbing cars, who said that you was the boss. They're first in line.
Katt Williams breaks down the system of silencing with brutal clarity. Arrest 1, pressure 5, and the rest fall in line out of fear. That's exactly what happened to DMX. He was turned into an example, a warning shot to scare other potential whistleblowers into silence. But they couldn't erase everything. Some of DMX's warnings survived, and now they're resurfacing with new relevance.
The industry, man, it's not the same. Doesn't have to do with talent. It's about playing the game. The industry, real is dying to get in. The industry, just to find they don't fit in. The industry ain't what it used to be. The industry's trying to control the way you MC. They want you to dress like this and talk like that. But I'm going to dress like this and talk with that. The industry got your word meaning nothing. The industry, what you heard, because he's bluffing. The industry, money, hate, for that day to try to take a thing off my plate. The industry like, wait! But in the streets, we like, get 'em. 17 up in that thing. Catch 'em sleeping and hit 'em. The industry, if you ain't got a strong mind, the industry will break you down. It's a matter of time. The industry, vultures with nothing to feast on. See me? I'm getting my beast on. The industry, stay in the dirt, play in the dirt. Test the wrong one in the industry and you will get hurt. I'm not an industry artist. I'm an artist in the industry. So I do what the f*** I want because nobody can finish me. The industry, wanted, dead or alive, new artists to sell their souls in the way they survive. The industry don't give a f*** about you, but the industry could make a dime without you. The industry, I'm sick of this industry. The industry playing them like a industry. They try to finish me quick, but I am long, so I stand strong. The beat, listen to the words in the damn song. I only know how to speak the truth, you know what I'm saying? So I got a little short joint I'm gonna hit you with, you know what I'm saying? And it basically reflects on my relationship with the industry. This is what it is. Often, my words fall on deaf ears. My be listening, but don't hear. Talking to a nigga, he be sitting right here. I be like, where you going? Nigga be like, yeah.
And then came his final warning, a man who knew his time was short, leaving one last message for anyone willing to hear it.
Some information came to me, and I saw some things, official paperwork, that stated what Earl Simmons.
Oh, wow.
And it wasn't a...
Wow.
What I will say, and all I can say, is that he got the...
Mm-hmm.
He tested positive for virus. And it was stated that he had passed away from the effects of what happened to him.
Wow. So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that they're blaming it on?
Well, I don't understand what is the purpose if someone actually allegedly died, or from a reaction to the why instantly throw fiction on it? Why would you go back to one of his demons and throw that on it and make that be the narrative, even though records allegedly are now saying very different?
Well, I do know in certain situations now, with people expiring due to corruption, there's a financial attachment in certain cases.
So you can have your final request handled financially by the government in certain situations if it's proven that you passed via.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's part of it. I
have no idea.
I can't speak anything to that. But that's crazy.
Allegedly, that handled him didn't work at the hospital, and none of the staff had ever seen them before.
What?
This interview took place 3 years before the Diddy scandal blew up in mainstream news. While everyone else dismissed it as conspiracy talk, DMX was already warning about the industry's elimination tactics. They called it an overdose. They called it a vaccine reaction. But knowing what we now know about the systematic targeting of industry whistleblowers, doesn't DMX's death look suspiciously convenient for those with billions on the line?
We make the moves that break the rules. A fool and his money are soon parted, so we take from fools. If and when you ever fall down, get back up. Drop some, stop fronting, pick that back up. Stand for something or fall for everything. Wait for the right pitch or miss with every swing. In the absence of the truth, prevails. So what they did, around and threw truth in jail. The objective is to keep you blind. So along with the handcuffs on your arms, they got shackles on your mind. Seek and you shall find, except the failure is the only crime. Fall down 8 times, get up 9.
DMX wasn't just speaking for himself. He was trying to protect the next generation of artists from falling into the same traps. Street sources even believe this warning was aimed directly at Biggie Smalls, because DMX already understood exactly how Diddy and Jay-Z operated.
No, it ain't about believing. It's about loving what you do and doing what you do with a pure enjoyment of knowing that you're the best at what you do.
Okay.
Yo, couldn't nobody fuck with me then? Couldn't nobody fuck with me now, yo? Can't be serious, dog. Can't nobody fuck with me with this rap shit.
DMX knew his power. As an artist, he was untouchable. His bond with fans was too real, his talent too raw. And that's exactly what made him so dangerous to an industry built on control.
First meeting I ever had, I was like, we got to sign DMX. And they laughed at me. I remember when I left the office, Tina Davis said, she knew what I wanted to sign DMX. She said, if DMX don't sell, your ass is fired. Jay and Dame did not believe in DMX. Jay would be like, you think he's better than me? And I'd be like, he's nice just like you. I said, if you look in the hood, there's less of like you and more of like him. Yeah, but he don't want to live that. He's depressing, Gotti. And I said, I don't give a. So Jay used to watch me grind with X, and he was off with the Hitman. And then something strange happened when I made Get At Me Dog. If you remember at the beginning of the video, it's the heartbeats. DMX, live at the tunnel. Y'all don't even remember the tunnel. Funk Master Voice, and then I put that sound bite. Let's take it back to the streets,
First meeting I ever had, I said, we gotta sign DMX. They laughed in my face. I remember leaving the office and Tina Davis telling me straight up, if you sign DMX, you're fired. DMX don't sell. Jay and Dame didn't believe in him either. Jay would ask me, you think he's better than me? And I'd tell him, he's nice just like you. But look around the hood, there's more people like him than like you. They didn't want to hear it. To them, DMX was too depressing. But I didn't care. I believed in him. Jay would watch me grind with X while he was off with the Hitmen. And then something strange happened when I made Get At Me Dog. If you remember the video, it opens with that clip, DMX live at the tunnel. That was the moment. The streets felt it. The energy was undeniable.
I only met him once. Well, you know, Locks got signed before I did. Even though I bought the Locks to our batters, you know, they got signed. They were a safer group. You know, Pop signed them. And it was a blessing and a curse because they were sure they were happy about getting signed first, and they were on the Benjamins and shit was going. But then he made them jiggy and put them in suits and made them write lyrics for him and took all that publishing and raped them. Like, damn. I'm glad, you know.
Was out here. They was here yesterday and they said they didn't get no money.
They didn't say they didn't get no money.
The Locks.
They said they felt that at this point in their career that it doesn't make sense. They feel like you get more money.
So I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna tell you what I got. I'm gonna tell you what I got. Let's ask you. Let's remove me and the Locks. Me and you in the business deal. I meet you when you coming up. You want me to invest in you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You a new company.
Mm-hmm.
I invested in D Block. You know what I'm saying? I'm investing in you.
Mm-hmm.
You a new company.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, here come the splits. Out of the money, you get over $1.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
And I get 400 or under $400,000. That's it, New York. They got over $1.5 million. And I got
this was back then?
No, this is everything to date. They got 1.5
million. The whole career?
They got for the albums they put out. These remember, they the streets. They not making no number 1 top 10 pop records.
Mm-hmm.
They the streets. So they sitting here crying like I got more money. That's the money that I got. I'm divulging. I don't even speak my information on the street. I will never, ever do this again.
Honestly, just because I let you get some of that specifics in. We didn't really get into too much of the specifics yesterday. I guess just the point that they came up here was, you know, they might be misinformed. I don't know, yes or no, about how much exactly it is. But either way, they have been, they say, trying to get out of this publishing deal for 10 years.
Check this. Okay. If you check this out, if you yourself, you invest in AT&T.
Right.
Okay?
No, I get it. I get it.
No. You invest in AT&T.
Mm-hmm.
AT&T, they didn't even start making phones. Then AT&T, whatever years later, say that they want your shares back. But there's no reason. They just say that they just want their shares back. Or even better, you buy a house. You go and you buy a house on set in Harlem. You go buy the house. And
I mean, I get it. You invest and you want it.
Yeah, but I'm saying it doesn't. So they've been knock on the door saying they want their house back. They had sold their house. They didn't even sell a house. To be honest, they came up here and they're portraying in New York that they sold a house. I don't own their house. Puff does not own 50%. Puff owns 20%. I don't never divulge my information or my business, but it's just the fact that this is just so crazy. And I'm just, it's not even worth it. This is not even worth it to me.
Right.
So out of the house that I bought, I don't even own the house. I just invested in the ground floor. So now you say, just give me the ground floor back just because. I could see if it was what they were saying. They came up here and cried to New York. They cried broke. They used the word slavery. Over $1.5 million in slavery, and I get 400. That's slavery. There's people that are really feeling like they working in the streets. Streets keep it real. There's people that are struggling, and they up here crying. Stop whining, man.
And here's the pattern. DMX exposed how Diddy locked the locks into predatory contracts, stealing their publishing and compromising their careers. For 10 years they fought to break free, and for 10 years Diddy made their lives hell until they finally gave up. The same system that crushed the locks was being used against every artist who showed too much independence.
X is about to go on, and I'm like, you know, I want to see. I got like
X is before you.
X is going before me. And then he goes, and the arena goes crazy. First of all, it's deafening, and I'm like, oh. He has a thing like a Alizé and Hennessy mixed. It looks like blood. It's like he's drinking blood, right? And he's running back and forth. Oh, 1, 2, 1, 2. Here we go, 1, 2. Halfway through the show, then he takes his shirt off. And all the girls are screaming, ah!
And the chain, the dog chain.
Yeah, the dog chain, and he's going nuts, right? And I'm like, first the guys are going crazy. Now the girls are going crazy. And then he gets to the end, and he starts a prayer.
Oh my God.
And now they're crying.
Yeah.
The whole arena is crying. Yeah. And I'm like, they're like, hey, now you.
Even Jay-Z himself admitted it. DMX was a threat to his position. This wasn't speculation. It was documented proof that DMX's success and independence were seen as existential dangers to Jay-Z's carefully controlled empire. DMX didn't just predict the future, he tried to prevent it. He warned about systematic exploitation, spiritual compromise, financial servitude, and industry elimination tactics years before federal investigators started piecing together the same patterns. His interviews weren't erased because he was wrong. They were erased because he was right. And now, with federal agents raiding Diddy's properties and industry executives flipping on each other to survive, every word DMX spoke is being vindicated in real time. The interviews they tried to bury are resurfacing like evidence in a courtroom. The patterns he exposed are being confirmed by federal investigations. The warnings he gave are proving prophetically accurate. DMX sacrificed his career, his freedom, and ultimately his life to expose a system the world wasn't ready to believe existed. They called him crazy. They called him bitter. But the truth is clear. Those lies were designed to protect billion-dollar interests. So ask yourself, if DMX was just a troubled rapper making things up, why did Diddy and Jay-Z work so hard to scrub his interviews from the internet? What were they so afraid you'd hear? And if he was lying about systematic exploitation, why are prosecutors today building cases on the exact same patterns he described years ago? The truth always finds its way to the surface. And now, as the empire he warned us about collapses before our eyes, we can finally see DMX for what he really was. Not a troubled rapper, but a prophetic whistleblower whose voice still echoes, still warns, and still saves lives today. If you found this video powerful, make sure you subscribe so you never miss what's coming next. Until then, fam, keep it real.